about to start. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conduct Radio. Today, we are taking your relationship questions as well as answering some questions that was put on our Facebook relationship group, which is Relationship Health Question and Answers on Facebook. One of the questions that was put on there, which I guess y'all thought the host was asking, but one of the questions that was put on that group was, I'm cheating on my husband, but he found out and now no longer trusts me. I want to regain his trust, but I also want to keep seeing the other guy. How do I do this? So that's just one of the questions we'll be asking today. Also, my friend just broke up with her boyfriend. How long should I wait to ask her out? So there's going to be those questions and more, along with our sponsor, Standing Out by Angela Lee Chen, which you could find that on our website as usual, noconduct.com/NCR's books. Right now we're joined by Kai and Logic. Char and BJ are fashionably late. How are you doing, Logic?
I'm all right.
That's all we get. That's it. I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm all right. That last one you said, the last one you said, my friend just broke up with her boyfriend. How long do I wait to ask her out? Her who?
Well, his friend. She just broke up with her boyfriend. How long should he wait to ask his friend out? Because he feels like he has a connection with her, I guess.
His friend just broke up with her boyfriend. Who's the her?
His friend, so he's a guy, she's a girl. She just broke up with her boyfriend. You don't get it? He's friends with a girl. She broke up with her boyfriend. He wants to then ask her out.
Oh, so the question is, how long
Nothing?
does he wait to ask his friend out?
Yeah.
I'm not stupid.
Wow, Logic. Did you get enough sleep today?
No, it was the way it was worded. It was weird to me. So really, the question is, how long should I? The question is, how long should I wait to ask my friend out? She just broke up with her boyfriend. That's the way it should have been said. And furthermore, if you want to ask your friend out, it's not your friend. You're just a chick you want to bang that you were put into the friend zone. So more than likely, you're not going to have luck.
Well, we're going to answer that question later, but that's the question that was asked. I guess. Oh, and I wanted to say, if you have any relationship questions or advice that you needed to ask us about, you can go ahead and text us at 484-840-3627. That's 484-840-3627. So, Logic, did you ever remember that rant you had from last week?
No, you never told me what it was about.
I never told you what?
Can you not hear me? Is it hard for you to understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're muffled.
Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is it better or not? Can you hear me?
Yes, it is. Logic. I'm here.
Okay. What did I? What do you know? What the topic was? Did I say what it was that I was thinking about?
No, you just told me that you had a rant you wanted to get off your chest, and that was it. You never told me anything about it. That's why I was excited to learn about it too. You know what? From now on, I'm taking notes before. When you say I have something a rant to get off my chest, I need notes so I can remind you.
Well, why didn't I rant about it? Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. No, the only thing that's been on my mind lately is this whole Michael Jackson thing, and it bothers me that we as a society have gotten so, I don't know, I think like psychologically lazy that anything that is salacious, we give it credence as if there's truth to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody that comes up and claims something, especially if it's a woman nowadays, we just act like it's law. You know, like, oh, there's no way that she's lying about that. No, like I heard a woman one time say, no woman would ever lie about being raped.
What?
And it's like, in what dimension are you living? Because that led to the massacre in Rosewood. You know what I mean? Of all the black people who got killed because this white woman said a black man raped me. Well, she didn't want to, tell her husband she was cheating on her. And it wasn't even a black guy, from what I know. It's like a regular, like another white dude. And it's the same thing that happened in Black Wall Street, over in Oklahoma. This woman claimed that this black guy tried to attack her in the elevator, and that's what started the whole thing and led to, again, the massacre of many black people. And celebrities throughout the years, have been extorted through, settlements and stuff like that. And that's essentially what happened to Mike. He's a strange guy, yes. But the first accusation he had, I don't think people understood. Like, they had this idea that, oh, well, he settled out of court, so he must be guilty. Like, no, he himself never was on a tip of, I'm going to pay these people. When you are rich, number one, you have people trying to sue you all the time for the most minute. Like, he got that idea of how to set up his office from me, so I'm suing. Like that kind of stuff is constant. I think a couple of celebrities talked about how they're constantly getting sued. Like James Cameron, he's been being sued since Terminator came out by this woman who claims that she came up with the whole concept of Terminator and the Matrix and everything. So she's sued James Cameron, the Wachowski brothers, Warner Brothers, and she's just suing constantly. And,
she
but
just
there's
came
no
up with everything but made no money at all?
Yeah, wow. And there's no way for her to back up her claims. That she can't prove how she would have come across these people or how they would have come across her work, because if she submitted it through an agent, then that agent would have had, like, okay, this is what we had on, that we put out to the studios. And then after we released this script to the studios, all of a sudden these movies came out. So it's possible. There's a plausible connection there if you did it that way, or if you went to court and said that. But there's no evidence. And people said that she's won her case, and she hasn't won anything. There's a lot of nonsense that goes on. So, speaking of Mike, when Sony had him and they were ramping up to do, I don't even know what tour they were on. They were ramping up to do some tour. When you have an artist and you're doing touring and you're pushing a new album and all that stuff, you have to get insurance and everything just in case they're performing somewhere and they get hurt. And you need insurance, so they'll make sure that they get to everything gets taken care of. But a part of that insurance policy, when you're artists, you have stuff like criminal and litigation and that kind of stuff like that. So the insurance were the ones that decided that they were going to just settle out of court, not because they believed he was guilty, but because California's law at that time was so backwards. You could bring a civil suit on a person, and that civil suit could be tried before the criminal case. So if your lawyers are trying to make sure you don't go to jail, but you're being sued by, say, the family of so-and-so that says you did this, then once you plead your case in that court, that court proceeding, and you give all your evidence on why this didn't happen, now your criminal prosecutors can see exactly what your defense is, and then they can work around that.
Wow.
Yeah. So in there, for the insurance lawyers and all that, the way they were thinking, which I agree with, is why would we show our ace in the hole for these people who are just looking for a buck, whereas these people over here are looking to put him away for the rest of his life? We need to protect the artists, so get them out of the way so we can be ready for the court case, and they can't see what our defense is going to be. That's what happened. But people took that and was like, yeah, see, that he did something, blah, 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 which then opened the gates for everyone else to say, is that all you got to do? Wow, okay. And then, there you have it. But he was being sued constantly, not just by people with kids, but there was a woman that claimed that she was Billie Jean in the Billie Jean song, and so he owed her money. She couldn't prove how. She couldn't say how he knew her or what possibly that was based on. She just said, well, I just believe that this is it. But there was no tangible evidence on how this was the case. It was another woman that claimed she wrote the song or the musical arrangement for another song. And Mike was like, no, I did that a long time ago. I came up with that concept. She was like, no, I did it, and blah, blah, blah. He found studio tapes where he was actually beatboxing the beat and had his band try to mimic it, and that's how they came up with the musical arrangement. And that was like a year or so before this woman ever dropped anything that she did. He was constantly being sued by everyone. And I really don't think people understand how litigious this country is and how easy it is to tie up a rich person in litigation. And so sometimes your defense will just be like, cut a check, just get it out of here. We don't feel like dealing with this.
But what's his name?
And what's more disappointing is that what?
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the last thing was it really disappoints me that you got black people jumping on the bandwagon and like willing to throw him under the bus, and allowing one of the great icons of their time and of their, social racial divide just to be demolished like this. And especially Oprah. Like, it's not like she needed the money. And to legitimize this, if she wasn't willing to go out there and say anything about Weinstein, why was she so willing to go out there and say something about Mike?
Because he can't defend himself?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that is a part of it, but it's very disturbing. Weinstein, there was like people that would actually tell you, this is what happened, and this is why my career is not like, you know what I mean? Nobody can really give you any real hard evidence. And there were stories about Weinstein for years from many different people. David Letterman would constantly make comments, not saying he's a rapist, but he would say, like somebody say, oh, yeah, I'm over at so-and-so working with Miramax. He'd be like, Weinstein, that creep, you're working with him. Like, it was a known thing behind the scenes. But besides these families that were hustling, like, no one can really tell you, yeah, Mike likes to be creepy and touchy. Like Joe Biden, there's footage of him sniffing women's hair and kissing the back of their head, just like, ew. Yeah, he's really creepy. You know? You don't see that kind of stuff with Mike. Whatever.
Well,
That's
it's him sniffing children. That would be even worse. But my thing about it, I know you you were surprised when you asked me if I believe it or not. I have no opinion either way because I wasn't there. I don't know if it happened or not. I know Michael hangs around children a lot. I have children at my house all the time, but I make it a point not to, like, I have children because I have a daughter. So her friends come over here all the time. And then they'll text me or call me, like me, not her. But I'll always point them back to her, or I'll hurry them up off the phone, or if I tell them anything, I copy and paste real fast and send it to their parents. But Mike just randomly had children around, and I could understand it could be, he's missing out on his childhood, or he missed out on his childhood, and that's just his mindset. But as an adult, you got to be very careful with other people's children. So he shouldn't have put himself in.
I think
even if he
his
didn't
behavior
do anything,
was definitely
he shouldn't have put himself
odd.
in that predicament.
I agree. I think his behavior was definitely odd, but at the same time, the way I see it is, I think something was psychologically wrong with Michael. I think personally, just from his actions and the way he was, and even with the very, like, almost OCD type of thing that conditions that he had with how he wanted to live his life. I personally think something happened to him sexually when he was young, around all of those scenes that he was in. Like, I remember Gladys Knight said one time that they were doing a show, Motown, and she was going somewhere to change her clothes for the next set, and she saw Mike, like, sitting in a dark corner in, like, a hallway leading to, so the hallway was unlit, and it was leading back to wherever. He was just sitting in a corner by himself in the dark. She said she couldn't even really make out who it was until she kind of walked up and was like, Michael? And she was like, why are you sitting here in the dark? And he was just like, I just want to be alone. Like, something was wrong with him. And I think because he was famous and, once you start injecting millions and millions and millions of dollars into the situation, if you don't get that taken care of, whatever the issue is that you have, it will metastasize and become something else. And I think that it's possible. I don't know. I don't know him personally, obviously, but I think it's possible that if something did happen to him, he would revert back to a place where he felt safe, which was a childish place, which would make sense on why he was always watching Disney stuff and, not doing normal adult guy stuff. It was always like Ferris wheels and animals and popcorn.
Yeah. My only opinion on it now is that I don't think it's fair that people are bringing it up now that he's dead because he can't defend himself. So why are you bringing it up? You know what I'm saying? And some of these people who brought it up are also people from the past who were actually verified that it wasn't real, like it wasn't true. So I'm bringing it up, it was unclear. But my thing is, again, I just find it really funny how they're bringing it up again after he's dead and he can't defend himself, and you're leaving it to now his children to have to deal with this, And then, what's his name? Corey Feldman, I think it was. he was saying like
yeah.
he's always been on Mike's side his whole life because he's like, Mike has never been like that. You know, I don't know him to be like that. He didn't do anything to me, blah, blah, blah. But then after he watched the documentary that came out, he said he changed his tune. He said, you know, well, nothing ever happened to him, but, you know, he can't speak for anybody else. Hearing their stories, it sounds legit or whatever. And he says he's done defending Mike. He didn't say that Mike did something, but he's saying based on their story, this sounds real and legitimate, so he's done defending Mike. So,
well, I mean, in my opinion, that's the same thing as the rest of these guys. I mean, the two dudes that's a part of it were Team Mike. Mike taught them, or not taught them, but gave them opportunities to dance and to have a career and, you know, pull strings for them or whatever for it to happen for them. And everything was going fine, you know, more or less. They didn't have the success I think that they wanted. But the last thing before this guy all of a sudden just started accusing Mike was he was a part of the Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show. But his dance moves and what he was bringing to the table, I don't know if you know anything about Cirque du Soleil, but they have a very high level of quality that they require. You know, and if you can't deliver that, then you're not a part of it. You can't. Like, you know, and that goes with the rest of their shows, you know, with gymnastics and stuff. Like, if you don't have it, they'll cut you in a heartbeat because they have a brand level that they have to, you know, maintain. But anyway, he was a part of the project. You know, he had been working with Mike for years. So, of course, to them, they were thinking, all right, you know, yeah, maybe this guy is exactly what we need to develop this show. He did it for a while, wasn't good enough. They cut him loose. It was after they cut him loose and he ran out of money that all of a sudden he started attacking Mike. So to me, it seems a little bit too, you know, convenient. So it's like, okay, now he's dead, and now you got a bunch of rubes that's going to do a documentary and pay you money. And even when they were burning memorabilia, a lot of the stuff that was lucrative, he sold that stuff. And the stuff that he couldn't sell, that was the stuff that he took to the bonfire. So it's like, if you really were attacked and raped by this person, you wouldn't still try to keep making a buck off of their stuff. You would reject it if you had reached your limit of, I can't hold this inside anymore and I'm done with it. You know, you would get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
It just seems too opportunistic. And the same thing with Corey Feldman. If you said he took the tone that he did, what's been going on with him? He's tried to start a music career, ain't happening. He tried to have a reality show, got canceled. He tried to do this kind of Michael Jackson tribute thing. No one was interested. So it's the same thing. You know? It seems weird to me. One person I know hasn't changed the tune is Culkin. He says, I don't want to keep going over this, but I've said it before. It's just he's never come off that way. I've never seen anything. You know, and I'm not saying that you got to take what his word as law. I'm saying, just like I say with the Me Too thing, can't you question the motives of these people? Like, what is with this whole, we're just going to deep six one of the greatest people.
Say?
Huh?
You're guilty without proof.
Right. That's my biggest problem. If he turned out to do it, you know, he's a scumbag, and he deserves his legacy to be tarnished. But what is with the whole? Can you believe it? Believe what? The story? I don't know if it's true or not. No.
Crazy.
Hi, BJ.
Yeah, that Michael Jackson thing.
What do you think about what Logic and I were talking about?
It was interesting. I mean, I haven't seen the documentary or anything like that, but I was hearing things about it. But I think it's all about, he's trying to get
one more
money.
point I want to make. There's a documentary on Netflix called The Keepers. If you don't like to hear anything about children being sexually abused, do not watch it because it is rough
The Keepers.
to get through.
The Keepers. Which one is The
You know.
Keepers?
It's about this nun, and she was in this Catholic school, and it was this girl talking about this one nun that was really nice or whatever. So, but the point I'm making here is there's a woman in there, and she's talking about these priests that were abusing her. The way she talks, the look in her eyes, and the moments when she breaks, you can tell the difference between when someone really is going through some kind of historical pain and it's kind of coming to the surface. And you could tell when someone is just performing, basically, to the best of their abilities. And anybody that thinks there's validity with these two guys, watch how they talk about this abuse that happened. And then watch that woman, I think it's somewhere towards the end, where she talks about this last encounter that she had with these two priests, and then she found a diary entry or something that she wrote, and she read it back, and it took her back to that moment. And then watch her face, her eyes, and her reaction, and you tell me if that's the same thing that you see in these guys.
Your victim blaming logic.
What?
They're victims.
See, and that's the problem. It's almost a game now. Like nobody takes it seriously. It's just like, oh yeah, whatever you say, it's the truth.
They destroyed R. Kelly's career. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at R. Kelly's track record, though. R. Kelly's track record is totally different. He has a history of snatching up chicks. It's documented. He's done this. You know what I mean? Aaliyah, they had to falsify her records to get the marriage contract. So this is documented. He married a 15-year-old girl. So it's a complete difference with R. Kelly. And I'm not even saying I believe every single chick that's saying something about R. Kelly, because I think some of them are just lazy whores that didn't mind letting some dude smash them in order for them not to have to work at UPS. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the case. But I also think he has a proclivity for running after young, impressionable, and, highly susceptible young girls who are starstruck. That's a predator.
Those fangirls, yeah.
And their parents should be kicked in the face, as far as I'm concerned.
I know, to give them the daughter to hang with them. That's crazy. And then turn around and say, "Oh, well, we didn't do that." I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever.
That didn't work, huh?
DJ, I'm sorry to laugh. I'm not laughing at you. I literally was trying to think of a graceful way to jump into the conversation, so please forgive me. I'm here. Please carry on.
I don't know how many times I have to tell people just jump in. Just start talking. Good Lord. If you have an opinion, just start talking.
It's so awkward. I literally text Kai, please bring me in gracefully. I never know when she knows. I don't know when. It is so weird. It's like you guys will be like totally in the middle of a conversation, like full speed, and it's so awkward to just, hey, hi. I mean, it's just weird.
Hey, Char, you supposed to analyze what you hear
and
just make an opinion. You're supposed to analyze what you hear and make an opinion.
That's what I'm saying. No, but you guys start talking about the topic, and then after that,
you guys are deep into your.
Exactly.
You guys are mid-flight. Well, you were mid-flight in your sentence, or was it? No, that's actually logic. So I really didn't want to interrupt that moment. I agree with a couple of things you guys said. You know what I don't agree with is, this wasn't even my moment. I'm sorry. R. Kelly. I meant to say I do agree. R. Kelly. I don't feel sorry for this man. He has been doing all of this. Just being this pervert, just horrific. Perversional spirit or whatever he has for many years. So I don't know why anybody even jumps anymore when you find out that he has another girl in the closet, so to speak. Some young, just naive, desperate starlet. Fair. That's it.
Well,
That's
I
all
agree
said.
with logic. I blame the parents. It's the same thing as this whole Michael Jackson thing. Why would you be leaving your children with him? I would never leave my kids with
always
Michael
a motive.
Jackson.
It's always a motive.
Freaking kidding?
Yes,
I'm not saying that I think he did or he didn't, but in the end of the story, I'm not leaving my child with a guy just because he's famous. I'm not doing it. He's not my my child's uncle, grandfather. We're not related in any way. You're just a dude with money. I'm not leaving my kid over there for what?
Just a name. It's for parents' benefit, Clyde. That's for the parents' benefit. Right.
I don't know what's wrong with these parents that they keep putting their children in these kind of situations. It's just, and then they want to come out, yeah, my child was molested. I want you to feel sorry for me. And I want you to feel, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they want a payday. They want a big payday. That's what it is.
Right.
They want a big payday.
Exactly. It's extortion. The parents are looking for the payday, right, BJ? They're just hoping something goes wrong. Then they have a case.
It's crazy.
And my thing is, as the child, now I'm a grown person, I'm going to turn to my parent and be like, well, where were you? Why did you? It was not only Michael I'm going to be going after. I'm going to be going after my parent, too. Like, where were you in this whole situation? Why was I even over there? Well, you asked, okay, and you're the parent. You're supposed to say no. Seriously?
Exactly.
A grown person is asking me to come over for a sleepover. That person has no children, and you send me over there for a sleepover.
They was starstruck. That was Michael Jackson. Oh my God, sure, go over.
Yeah, the grown man and the child. If you want to get on a roller coaster, go to Disney World. Or do they have roller coasters there? Oh, maybe they didn't come out right.
I don't know.
But anyway, Six Flags.
I mean, I can see Michael Jackson. All I want, be starstruck. Look, I can see Whitney Houston because I like Whitney Houston over Michael Jackson. Be all struck for her. Don't mean my kid's going to sleep over at her house. You're just a person with money. You're still a person.
Right. With a name, and that's it. Money and a name. When that's going to do what? When my child is traumatized for the rest of his life. You know, he thinks it's okay to have sex with boys. You know,
like these girls that go to these concerts to get these VIP passes, backstage passes. Oh,
backstage.
Trust me, it's crazy back there. Oh man, it's
on and cracking, huh?
It's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever.
Yep. Don't forget the ones that wear their panties in the audience.
Ew.
Yeah.
No, they do that because
I had to break my daughter of that because she likes some YouTuber called Dan TDM. And she was saying, like, this was like 2 years ago maybe. He was coming to wherever he was coming, some Comic-Con or something. And she was like, oh, my gosh, if I ever see Dan TDM, I'm going to cry. I said, excuse me, little girl? You're going to cry for what? And she was like, well, because he's my favorite. I said, okay, so you're going to cry for some dude who basically has money, doesn't know anything about you, won't remember you past the 2 seconds that he saw you. What are you crying for him for? He's just like you, except with more people know him and he has more money. What do you cry? And so I broke it down for her. I said, you know when I would cry for a famous person? She was like, when? I said, if I said, hey, there's Brad Pitt. And he said, hey, you random stranger, here's $1 million. Then I'll cry. I was like, you gave me $1 million. Thank you.
Good analogy, Carl. That's a good one. Yeah.
You're doing something for me, but just because I saw a rich, famous person walk past me, I'm going to start crying and lose my mind. I might be like, oh, my God, that person looks like Brad Pitt. Doesn't that look like Brad Pitt? That's about the extent of my excitement. But can I I'm not getting an autograph because I don't really care. Neither do you. I don't want a picture with you. I'm definitely not crying.
I never understood that autograph.
Like, oh, my
what
God,
the hell?
That looks like Brad Pitt.
I don't understand that shit. I never understood that autograph. I never understood that. What's the purpose? You got a piece of paper.
I'm not getting an autograph because autographs don't sell as much as they used to. Everybody gets autographs and pictures now. You pay $200 to meet a famous person. You pay $200 to meet a YouTube person. This is somebody on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is not even
autographs mean nothing anymore. It's not like back in our day.
Autograph.
BJ, do fashion designers are they asked for autographs that you know about? What famous fashion designers or just in general? Do people get starstruck even with you? Has that happened yet? Are you? I don't know if that. I'm not saying you're not at whatever level, because obviously you're doing really well. We're really proud of you. But does this ever happen to you so far at this point of the game?
Basically,
someone
she's saying,
ever
you ain't shit.
asked you for an autograph? No.
I get no autograph. No.
Yeah. Has that, or have you ever heard of that for fashion designers? Because obviously for musicians and actors and actresses.
Yeah, the big name ones, you get like, you got Karl Lagerfeld. He was living. You get around him. Yeah, of course you get somebody get autograph from him. Models, whatever. Yeah,
okay, so paparazzi could follow you one day just the same. So you could be in that position too, where someone's looking at you like you're not even human.
I don't think that.
You never know.
I know.
All right. I hear you, but you can't stop yourself from being likable in a certain way where people go crazy. I mean, I think that a lot of stars actually dream of this as kids and say, oh, my God, one day I'm going to be so famous. But for people that work hard towards it and they see it's just their passion and then they become famous or successful, I don't think it's the same.
A couple of weeks ago, this lady asked me some crazy question. She's like, well, how you like being in the spotlight? I'm like, I'm not in the spotlight. First of all, I don't like being in the spotlight. And she said, well, you're in the business that you're in. Don't you know you can be, like, in the spotlight? I said, I know. I was always that way. So I like to be behind the scenes doing what I do. She said, well, okay, but you can mentally be out. I said, yeah, whatever, but it's not like that. I'm around. I like to be around a lot of people. I don't. I go to events. I always stay to myself or whatever, and it is what it is.
Really?
And by the time I make my rounds, I'm out the door in, like, half an hour. I'm gone, They see me, I'm gone. Because I like it is what it is. Because, all I want to do is ask you 1,000 questions. I don't do that kind of 1,000 questions and talk up to you. I'm out, Talk to my
so
sister.
So you're
I'm
this
gone.
mystery person that comes and, like,
I'm gone. They be talking to my sister, and I'm out. I don't want to be, like, one-on-one with nobody.
You're out in the blaze of glory.
They want to pick my brain to say, how do you design this? Don't pick my brains. No. And they're designers, so, I'm still my ideas. I'm out. I'm gone.
I think if I was famous, they'd probably brand me as snobby, or there would be a bunch of different news stories about my attitude because I don't. I don't like talking to people, so I just wouldn't, based on not because you're beneath me, but I don't want to talk to you. I don't know you. Why do I have to answer all these questions? Where are you from? Here.
I know.
Why do you wear that scarf?
It's crazy.
Google. Why do any Muslim wear scarves? What I don't know. What nationality do you consider yourself? I'm from the Caribbean. Why don't you consider yourself black? Oh, God.
You just did a full interview, lady.
She'll answer the question.
Kai just did a little mini interview just that quickly.
This is the dumbest question. Actually, it's a racist question that I hate this question. I got asked it 2 weeks ago. Someone asked me, well, what is it like being a colored designer? I said, colored designer? I said, I ain't no color.
Wow.
I said, what the hell is colored?
I didn't know we still use that term.
I'm like, everybody got color. What do you mean colored designer? That's your colored person. Colored person. I'm like, oh, my God. I said, first of all, I'm not a colored person. I said, aren't you a colored person? Did you got color to you? I said, come on. I was in Maryland. That was crazy.
Oh, my God. See?
Yeah.
See, and I don't have the correct answer.
We have two people in the panel who could possibly have this whole starstruck issue. So, Logic, I have a question for you.
People?
That's messed up. That question, by the way.
Ever ask you, have you been a colored person? Colored people, come on. Colored.
That's wow.
That's crazy. So, Logic. Without telling a lot of your business, is it safe to say that you
Wait a second. Hold on, Char, before you ask the question. Did you say there are two people on this panel that could potentially be starstruck? Is that what you said?
No, where people could be starstruck over you based on just for fun, because I know that you're not in that business side.
Okay.
But we were just doing hypothetical examples because BJ is in entertainment. Okay, but the Logic, I wanted to get your take on, so I got your take on how you handle it. BJ told us what he does. So, Logic, do you consider yourself to be in the industry of film and entertainment?
Do I what?
Is that safe to say? Would you say it's safe to say that you're in film and the film and entertainment industry, or at least the film industry, without saying so much about everything you do? So is that safe to say that you're in that industry? Well, no, because I'm trying to get to a specific question. How would you handle an autograph if you're in the film? I thought you were a film producer, director, or something like that, or aspiring, or something to that. I thought you were.
I've never specified what I do.
Okay, but I heard you say something about film movies. I heard that before.
He's a porn
director. You
director.
want to clarify that?
Yeah, got the rap. She's giving up all the takes there.
So anyway, Logic, you're sitting at a restaurant. You're sitting at a restaurant. Someone comes up to interrupt your meal, mind you, maybe even with a nice lady. How would you handle the autograph question? Not paparazzi, an average person, fan out there who heard of your work or whatever it is exactly that you do, but they're starstruck. How would you handle it? That question.
Well, if we're hypothetically speaking that I was some kind of soccer player that was uber famous and somebody came up to me, it depends.
Uber famous.
Yeah. If I was by myself, I might humor the question as long as they understood, like, okay, now get moving because I'm trying to eat. But if I'm with my family, and especially if I'm with my kids, it's like have some decorum. Like don't come up to me while I'm trying to, have a moment with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I think people kind of get caught up in, people essentially are selfish. They're not thinking that, The Rock has 50 people run up to him a day, and you might be the 51st person, and he's had a bad headache since 6 o'clock this morning, and here you come. Can I get an autograph? What's it like being a Polynesian and blah blah blah? Which one do you consider yourself one? Can I get one more picture? Listen? Beat it. You forgot where you came from. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
no
think,
longer humble.
I think people tend to get the wrong idea about celebrities. They have a feeling that celebrity owes them something. But if you really think about it, you're a fan of their work. So admire their work. Like they don't owe you personal time out of their life. Now if it's an event that they're going to where they are specifically there to sign autographs, or if it's a premiere and they get out, then it's to be expected. This is the dog and pony side of the show where you kind of got to walk up and, hey, take a picture, blah, blah, blah. But if it's, you catch me at a traffic light and you try to get out your car real quick. Can I get it? What are you doing? Get out of here, no. And sometimes, here's another thing.
You already know your main question that's going to come at you, right?
Oh yeah. I am well prepared to ignore it because I'm not even participating in that. It's just so stupid.
The question that's going to come at Logic all the time. So what are you? Everybody's been wondering. Are you Samoan? Are you black? Are you?
I guess in this today,
There's two ways. There's two ways that I'm thinking about dealing with that. Either ignoring it completely, or every time someone asks me, I'll give a different answer. I'm half Chinese and Russian. Like, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah, my mom's Italian and my father is Uzbekistanian. What? Wow. Yeah.
Like, oh, my God.
That's funny.
What a combination.
I'm for it. I think you should do that.
They were like, oh, we should have babies together.
I'm not even playing. I think you should do that. Every single time give a different answer. And it's not even anything that you normally hear, like my dad's black, my mom's white. It needs to be exactly what you said.
Yeah, it's like my father's Polynesian and my mother is Ecuadorian. Like, really? Yeah.
Like, damn.
It's something really, just a really weird off mix. Like, what the freak?
It was a lot of sweet and salty.
My mom's Mongolian and my dad's South African.
Right.
Yeah, just very exotic mixes that you would like. My mom's an Inuit from the Alaskan Arctic, and my father is from Morocco. How in the hell did they?
Where do they meet at? Like, what do they mean?
Well, I actually used to audition for jobs based on, like, if it was a certain culture that I absolutely was not. But I would actually just apply for it and get the job, and they would never know it wasn't true, except one time I didn't have a Puerto Rican accent. I think I said they were looking for a Dominican, or either that or Puerto Rican or whatever. I think it was Dominican. And I didn't have the accent, so that part probably wasn't believable. But at first they were like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. But another time I got a
Why
I
do
got
you
a,
have
a
to have
job
the
as a
accent?
Brazilian.
I know people from here that they're like
in New York. In New York, there's 1,000 every other block of true, actual, authentic, Dominicans. So why? I don't know, but they literally they pretty much fell for it.
You know what?
Then
I would have
another
gotten
time,
that job based on that discrimination. You expect me to have an accent, and that's how you prove I'm from the Dominican Republic?
Somebody asked me, they said, well, it was funny, but another time they asked me, they said, well, we're looking for a Brazilian, and they saw my pictures, and I went ahead and applied. I knew darn well I was holding my breath, but I really wanted the job. And they didn't ask me to speak Portuguese, but I got the job. They never, and at one time I had the nerve to say I was East Indian. My father's from Detroit, a black man, and my mother's from Bangladesh, and I'm telling you, they love me. All the pictures came, and I never told this one guy did say, I don't know any Indian girl with a big ass like that. I don't know if she's really East Indian, because why would her ass be so big? But everybody else was cool. They never even blinked on it. And I never explained it. I never saw these people again. So, but it was kind of like wrong a little bit, like why lie? But I got the job. So I'm with logic on that. Make it up as you go along. Bangladesh and Detroit.
Char always baffles me when she says something like, I don't know how she's from Bangladesh if her ass is so huge. Like, people from India can't have huge butts. Like, what?
No, for real. God, okay, I'm going to let the man answer that, because how many East Indians, honest to God, that you've ever met that's not flat ass?
Just because really you've never seen one doesn't mean they
don't
exist.
They got some nice booties, believe me.
East India? These days?
Maybe
these days.
Lord, she is shocked. She is absolutely
They called me
flabbergasted,
out, y'all. They said, well, I said, yeah, but Detroit, and everybody was laughing. I was like, what about the Detroit part? From the hood. Oh, my gosh. I had only visited Detroit once in my life. I just threw that out there. So anyway, the whole point is that people will judge you, and it's really not fair because they judge you. That's it.
Damn. And the moral of the story is, people will judge you.
The moral of the story is, everybody's judged. One way or the other. From your outward appearance, if they don't know you, they just judge you. Oh well, let them believe what they want. Let them fantasize. You are whatever they want you to be at that moment, because they don't know you. So,
Char,
can everybody agree on that?
Me. I am not even lying to y'all. Char fascinates me. I want to do a documentary on Char. Anybody with me? Nobody? No. Okay. Well,
nah, I get that kind of time.
Let's go to commercial every.
I'm midway to 100. I'm midway to 100. So I'm
watching it. PJ, you'll be the first one watching. When's it gonna come on? What time? Well, is that Eastern or Pacific? Oh wait, what?
And I be sitting there saying like, I knew it. It's like.
I think that documentary would make a lot of freaking money. It will be so fascinating.
I do too.
People are gonna have to rewind. Wait. Didn't she say they're going to have to rewind all the way back to the beginning to verify, and then they're going to learn at episode 5 to start taking notes so they don't have to go back? Dude, I'm telling you.
That is true. We can do a series, a 6-episode series, and man, I'm telling you, I mean, yeah.
Look,
that's how wacky these reality shows are now.
You already got the lighting, logic, you're already a director. I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
No,
but I'll be there
too. Executive producer.
Lottie said, there's not enough Tylenol in the world.
Specified what I do.
Oh, sorry.
Logic executive producer.
Mercy.
He said there's not enough alcohol in the world. He said no.
I write the script.
There ain't no script. We don't need a script.
I'm glad I am not in the witness protection program, because right about now, Luca Brasi and them would be kicking my door down, knocking me off because of you two blabbermouths.
You got the loose lips. Yeah, loose lips.
Yeah, well, it's fun to like pretend anyway. But yeah, Kai was onto something because these raggedy reality shows they have out there, ours would be like, number one. We would knock the housewives out of the box, like for real, out of business. We have a lot to talk about. All of us have a lot to talk about. I think a show about no conduct would be cool.
It'd be a lot
of fun. I think we should do.
Well,
I really do. I really think so.
I think Char is a candidate. I think Char is a candidate for the most interesting woman in the world with those Akis.
Can you
she was the greatest. She was the most famous supermodel that no one heard of. Dating soldiers of fortune who actually did nothing and weren't soldiers and didn't have a fortune. She was in a relationship with a young man but really wasn't because she was in love with a guy that she didn't love because he was in a relationship. She is the most interesting woman.
For information. Now listen, Logic, let's get it right. Let's get the twist right.
I don't always drink champagne, but when I do, it's grape juice.
Champagne or alcohol or Bacardi.
No, listen.
But when I do,
Logic.
It's Dos Equis.
Let's get the information right. I was in the relationship with a 31-year-old, but then I find out that his wife, after I kicked him out the house, he had a wife, okay, that lived in California. I mean, you guys, you just can't make this stuff up. I don't know if I even told you guys about that, but she called me and
now, quick, hold on, no, stop.
Seriously.
Quick, panel.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear her say that this young guy had a wife in California?
Nope.
Never.
I never heard it either. Last time I checked, you got rid of this guy because he was being semi-abusive. That's the reason you did.
Exactly.
That's true, but I just told you this. The twist is I had no clue. When I kicked him out the house, I get a call from a mysterious lady. I'm telling you the truth. Her name is Tina, and she goes, "Why did you kick my husband out? He's homeless. He doesn't have anywhere to go out there." And I was like, hello? Hello? This is literally what happened. The very next day, that's what happened. And we exchanged 900 text messages.
That doesn't make sense. No.
So called you, asked you why you kicked him out.
He had a secret life in Cali that I didn't know about, guys, because she explained broke up.
Warning! Bullshitter alert! Bullshitter alert! Warning! Bullshitter alert! Bullshitter alert!
No, warning. It's really true. I wish it wasn't. You know how embarrassing that was? No one knew. I didn't share this with. I shared it with my best friend, though. No, because it's not something that I was proud to tell. Why would I want to tell all the people in Radio Land? As many crazy stories they already heard about me that was so embarrassing and true.
Steady talking. God damn.
Listen, this is the craziest part. My thing is, so you have a secret life, you have a secret wife, and remember, guys, when he was trying to get me pregnant, come to find out, they have some kind of scheme, right? I'm not making
You've been drinking? No. Well, 10 beers.
This is the scheme. There's a kicker to this.
Because I got high. Because I got high.
Listen, get me pregnant. Because she says, oh, is that the donor? Is that the one?
If you were a horse, they'd shoot you.
Get me pregnant and go snatch the baby at the hospital and then take the baby back to them and they go raise it together. You guys, I don't care if you don't want to hear it, telling you the truth, that's what happened. Because she literally thought, she goes, oh, so you're the one. Oh, forget y'all. Anyway, Kai, put that in the script, okay? Because it's honest to God true. I was going to sell this for a lifetime. My mom tried to persuade me to sell the true story, all of that, to Lifetime. And the only reason I didn't...
Lottie frickin' dog!
You guys are too much. I see why I didn't share this back in 2 years ago.
Thank
now
you.
Do you see why? Or 3 years ago? Now do you see why I didn't share it?
But you had to share it now.
No,
shut up!
We're talking about my reality show, BJ. Why would I not mention? Because Logic said something, and I was like, no, let's get the twist straight. And you guys
bitches.
Now you do.
Am I right?
Logic started it.
Now you do. That was the twist. I mean, geez, that was crazy. And he lied and told her he was living with this old couple. It was just me.
Char, is there anything else you want to tell us? Like, did you bury your cat in a special hill and they came back at the end of the night?
Cemetery 4.
Cat cemetery.
Is there anything
3,
else?
4.
Did you get lost in the woods? And,
I don't feel as if you
hunting
three
you?
are privy to this information because you haven't earned it. But one of these days, if you get lucky enough, it'll be in our show.
Is this before or after the ex-MI6 agent kicked you out of the house? Like, what point is this going on? It's hard for me to keep up.
Actually, since we're on the subject of agents, yes, here's another little twist. And this is the last twist I'm going to give you guys about this. I'm never saying anything else. So the same relationship, right? We used to have the kinkiest sex. So we would actually pretend like one of the actual one of the stories was I was a spy. I was an actual spy.
Shut up! It's time for commercial.
I was a spy looking for a dick.
What she said.
Okay,
it's time for commercial.
It was going to blow up. Everything's going to blow up if I don't find this. And it was all X-rated. And we got it on camera. Thank God it was on camera. We do that all the time.
Wonder who has that tape.
Whatever. There was memories, definitely, but hey, it was crazy. So.
What a load of crappy crap.
Yeah. Okay, the sound effects. You're going to run out of canned sound effects. You can only have it so many. Okay.
Wow,
don't you think it might
terrible.
Be, don't you think it might be a little disrespectful to you, dude, that you're going down memory lane about your sexual proclivities with your ex?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't, because it was just a brief moment talking about an actual reality show.
That was
script.
a brief moment?
So that's part of the dialogue for Kai. That's not me saying this in front of him. He doesn't listen to the show.
Bye,
no,
Felicia.
I don't think so at all. I don't ever discuss him or around anyone. This is I'm in entertainment. This is entertainment. This is radio. It's entirely separate from what reality. So nobody else knows anything about that. You know.
Listener description is advised. I'm serious. This is gonna
kick
you off.
Nothing wrong with talking about a little bit of your ex.
Are we done? Are we finished? Are we done?
Yeah.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Carry on.
Wow, I gotta tell you, I'm the type of guy that if my girl started talking about how she used to smash her ex, and she thinks that's the way for her to be entertaining at a party or on a podcast, she'd be packing her drawers by the end of the show.
Well, guess what? That's why I'm not your throwback. Okay, so I really don't care. Because it's like once again, it went with the conversation. We've all talked about things that were very, very personal, erotically. We got very deep on the show. All of us have. So, and you're not.
You're telling me honestly. If let's say you was at a party with your dude, he's over in the corner with his friends and they're talking and having fun or whatever, and you hear him start to go off into a monologue like, oh my God, my girl before Char, we used to play these games. She used to like it. I used to grease her down in oil, and we used to, oh my God, it was intense.
No, because I didn't go into any detail like that. No, because that's going into detail. I did not. I said
no. Wait a minute, Char, stop. You're splitting hairs here.
No,
I'm telling you how dudes talk. So if you heard him talking,
we're not talking about. That's not entertainment. That's you talking to your friend.
Oh my God,
this is entertainment. This is the radio.
Never mind. Play the commercial.
They don't know if it's true or not. These people in Radio Land don't know what. They don't know who we really are. They don't know what we're really saying.
Oh my God.
They don't know what we're really saying. The people in Radio Land, for all they know, I could have made it up. They don't know. It's entertainment for their ears, and that's it. Once I get off the show, I go back to my real life.
Dudes don't know. You know how many guys lie about sex? We all listen. Anytime any guy tells any other dude a story about sex, we tend to be like, yeah, whatever, man. You know what I mean? Because you don't know if he's telling the truth. He could be, but a lot of times dudes lie, because if every guy was telling the truth, then apparently every dude is a amateur porn star stud. You know, and that wouldn't make any sense. You know, so we all know that there is a measure of bullshit to a story that a guy is telling, especially at a party or at a club. What's he going to do? Say, honestly, man, I went to have sex with my girl, but I went soft because I'm fat and out of shape. No one's going to say that.
So if they lie, then who's really offended here? No one, because no one's going to really believe the story anyway, so it doesn't matter. It was for a scenario about some pretend TV show documentary, and that's part of the epilogue. I mean, the monologue or the part of the story, whatever. So it doesn't matter. It's not.
Yeah, but logic was just giving you a scenario you didn't want to hear.
I am not at
My
a party with
question-
an open guest.
my
I'm not at a
question
party
was,
with open people just
would it
listening to my
bother
business.
you?
We're on a
Wow.
podcast, and we are entertainers, and we tell
And that
people what
means
they want
it'll
to
bother
hear
her.
at the
Hey,
time.
Logic, it'll bother her. That's what it means. It'll bother her.
No,
Yeah, it did.
I just
Listen,
said,
it already
no,
got under her skin,
no,
the fact that I said
no,
he would be
not
saying
at
something
all,
like that.
Not at
Exactly.
all.
She
Not at
got
all. Because
agitated
not
immediately.
only did I not go into any detail, which I did not do purposely, I didn't go into any detail. All I said was we had scenarios and scripts, and one of them was about, some espionage thing. That's
It
what I
bothers
said.
her to think
And
that
I
her
said,
dude would
that's
be at a party like, listen, Char is good, but my
No,
last one,
no,
oh my
because I wouldn't do
God.
that. I would never do
yeah.
that at a party.
Man.
I would never. I
You
would never
talking
do that
about
at a party,
needing
neither would he.
Gatorade and
No.
some refreshments halfway through? Oh, me and that girl. Oh my God.
I would never be at a
I didn't
party.
even have to
neither
work
would
out
he,
in the
and
gym
speak about
because this
anything
girl
like
had
that.
me in shape.
No.
That's what I said.
No, that you can't compare. You're not even splitting hairs. You're just in two different zones. You're in two different lanes. One has nothing to do with the other. I would never be in a party and open in public with people that I could either know or mingle with.
You're
and,
in public
talking
now,
about that.
Char.
No, I said people that I can either know or mingle with. No one that I know, family, friend, or foe, happens to listen to our show. I keep our show separate from the rest of my life.
Didn't
just
you
so
just
know.
say that? Never mind. You know what? Okay. All right.
No, whatever I said, I meant it. So clear it up.
Oh, really?
If I'm at a party, that could very well be someone who's a part of my life
Didn't you
that could see me tomorrow.
Didn't you say before that people at your office listen to the show? Didn't you? I'm pretty sure before you've had a woman in your office want to make a comment.
At the moment that I'm on, not just logging in on their own, they at the moment they come past. Oh, I want to hear, and they listen. Or I might give them a link to listen to a specific show that I know what I'm saying. It's not that serious. 99% of my entire life has nothing to do with the fact of what I'm doing on the. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but 99% of people that know me on my life have not heard the show. Okay, period. My son came on the show. Yeah, it's true, and only
Listen,
because
look,
it's the things that we talk about. What the
you're
things
getting,
that we
you're
talk
getting,
about
you're
on
going.
the show can
Look,
get very graphic. That's why.
listen, guys that's listening to this show, this is what women do when they're arguing something where they know that they have no argument. She's going in a whole other direction that I didn't ask.
Don't listen to him,
The only parameter that I set forth was it might be a little disrespectful to your dude for you to be talking about sex with your ex on a platform where other people can hear. That's all I said. Now she's going into the direction of 99 point blah 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 people that I know. That has nothing to do with what I said.
No, Logic, the reason why you're wrong is, and this is what's disrespectful. Disrespectful is when that person is reminiscing and going on and on about actual details, and you know that they're missing that person.
You just talked about a sex game that you and your ex used to play.
It was a brief description. I didn't go into any details
I
at all.
don't care how brief it was.
You
talked about a sex game that you and your ex played.
That was not reminiscing. I was simply saying
Listen, if my girl even mentions that, I remember one time my ex bought me a real nice shirt. Get out. I'm pulling over. Get out the car. I don't hear nothing about your ex.
I'm not surprised. He took me
to Uber home.
Doing the sandwiches this way. Bye. Get your stuff. I get it. That's you.
Damn.
I had a really nice picnic here with my ex. Get out now and see if he's still there.
Most men are not that insecure, so I don't know. Most men are not that insecure. If you're secure with yourself, there's no way in the world that you would get that upset over something that
it has nothing to do with insecurity. It has everything to do with you're in my car talking about some other guy.
It has everything to do with it. Plus, I don't do that. I just told you I never bring up any situations with any exes in his presence whatsoever, nor to anyone else. So no one can ever say, well, Char said this or that. This was for the purpose of entertainment because we're talking about wacky, crazy stories of what I've been through, and you guys brought that relationship up. And I'm like, speaking of how crazy it was, if you don't want to talk about his wife's, secret life, let me tell you how crazy the whole baby thing was.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that you only brought that up to entertain us?
That I'm on a radio show, but I didn't say it wasn't true. I said I'm on a radio show.
I understand, but you're saying that you brought it up just to entertain us, though. That's what you're saying. That was the only reason.
I brought it up to connect with the show. What else are you doing this show for? For what?
What is so hard to say yes
or
no?
I don't know.
Are you not entertaining
I could have swore that the question that I asked was very direct and concise.
Why would you ask that question?
Talking.
Everyone Conduct Channel is entertaining the public. 10, 20, 30,000 people around the world. So what are you talking about? Everything we say is for entertainment. Some things we say is for, for to learn something, for knowledge, okay, and awareness and all that. But we are still in the position of entertaining. Oh my God, really? It's media.
I really wish I knew her Native American name.
Ridiculous.
So I could call it ridiculous. So she can, Okay.
Why don't you just ask me?
Char.
Okay, y'all. Seriously, we have people who paid for a time slot here. We got
to
We'll be right back.
My man never hears me respectfully. I never bring anything up in front of him or his friends.
God.
I'm an entertainer. What I say on this show is entirely separate. And let's make sure that's clear to everybody. Everybody, especially Logic. Don't have anything to do with my life and me being disrespectful about nothing.
Our sponsors for their time slot because you won't stop talking.
Logic, that's you too.
Thank you. Now we're going to commercial. We'll be right back.
Kai here from No Conduct Radio. As you all well know, I bring you books that I think you will love, that I think you should check out, I think you should buy now and read today, this weekend. And this one is no different. It's called Standing Out, A Cross-Cultural Journey of Self-Discovery by Angela Lee Chen. Now, this book is poignant, it's wry, and it's a profoundly human story that explores the nature of belonging and finding one's place in the world. Now, the author, Angela, was born in New York City to Chinese parents. At the age of 3, the family relocated to Kenya in East Africa for her father's UN job, where she grew up surrounded by international expats' children and traveled with her parents home on leave to China every 2 years. Now, the loss of a brother when she was only 7 and her parents going on to adopt 2 more made for an ever-changing family dynamic for Angela. With a quiet, authoritative father and a distant mother, she learned early to find affirmation outside of the home. She flourished academically, graduating with a biology degree from Yale and a doctorate in acupuncture and Chinese medicine. Then, the sudden death of her father caused a major shift in her life as she inherited the care of her mother's Alzheimer. Through life's inevitable turns, Angela's resilience and love for people shows through. And I think you should definitely read this book. It is basically at the heart of what No Conduct stands for, what we talk about in most of our shows. Again, it's called Standing Out, A Cross-Cultural Journey of Self-Discovery by Angela Chen. You can purchase it on Amazon, or to make it easier, as usual, you can go to our website, www.noconduct.com, go to NCR's book, and there you can find out more about Standing Out and how to purchase this book in Kindle or paperback. Buy it this weekend. I guarantee you'll love it.
And we're back. So we're going to be answering your relationship questions in the last 20 minutes that we have. Good God. If you have anything that you want to add, you can definitely call us, text us at 484-840-3627, 484-840-3627. Also, the sponsor that we just featured, Standing Out by Angela Lee Chen. You can go ahead and go to our website, www.noconduct.com. Her book is right there on our homepage for the next week. You can click on it and it'll take you over to Amazon, so you're easily able to purchase it. Or if you listen to this podcast after this week, you can definitely go to our book club, NCR's Books, on our website, www.noconduct.com, NCR's Books, and you'll find her book there and the way to purchase it. So, good God, the first question that we have that we needed to answer was, my friend, and I guess the way this question was written, it was confusing to Logic, so I'm going to read it the way it was sent in, and if it's confusing to y'all too, I guess I'll have to explain it. But my friend just broke up with her boyfriend. How long should I wait to ask her out? Really?
My friend broke up with her boyfriend. What?
So do you understand it, or do I need to break it down?
I don't understand it.
You know, a dude had a girl as a friend, and she just broke up with her boyfriend, and he wants to ask the girl out, which is his friend. His question is, how long does he need to wait?
Does you know the dude, though? Is he friends with the dude?
It doesn't matter how long he waits. If she didn't want to be with him, when he first met her, before they became friends, then she's already put him in a certain category. So it doesn't even matter if they have sex. He will never be her dude. She'll always be looking for something else. So
in that friend zone?
Understand that. Yeah,
he's in a friend zone, so it's hard to get out. I mean, it takes a while to get out of it, but
Do you think guys could ever get out of the friend zone?
I mean, they can. It's work. It takes work, though. You gotta.
No, see, that's the thing. If you're working at it, you'll never get out of the friend zone. What you need to understand is, and this is where I get called a chauvinist, you need to understand that this chick is not worth anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how much you like her. Like, your pride has to be paramount to everything. So if she assessed you and said, I can do better, then two things need to happen. One, you need to honestly look at yourself, and if you have some things to work on them, so you're not looked at as second best ever again. But if this chick is goofy, which happens sometimes, then it should be amusing to you that this girl actually thinks that there might be something better out there that she has access to. It should be funny.
But then again, he probably never approached her to tell her how he feels. That's why she.
That's what I'm saying. A true alpha would never be friend zoned in the first place, because it would be. Exactly. This is what I want, and if you're not willing to give this, then hey, I give you the road. Have a good one. Take care.
Right.
So if you're in the friend zone, chances are 9 times out of 10 you're a beta, and you need to upgrade your situation.
Yep.
There you have it. Next question. This one actually came in as anonymous, and I posted it on Relationship Health Question and Answers, which is our Facebook group. Char actually answered this, and some people thought it was one of our hosts asking the question instead of understanding that we post questions anonymously for our listeners. But anyway, the question was, I'm cheating on my husband, but he found out and now no longer trusts me. I want to regain his trust, but I want to also keep seeing the other guy. How do I do this?
He's crazy. What? Please. You keep seeing the other guy because you don't love your husband. There you go.
I don't even understand. Like, I didn't even have advice because I was just like.
That was just dumb. That was just dumb thing she said. That was the stupidest. Okay.
I didn't have advice.
Why don't you read my
because...
response? You said you were like, if I can't, my mother always told me if I can't say something nice, then just don't say anything. And that's true, but we're not always nice with our answers because we keep it real. That's why it's no conduct. And when we answer relationship questions,
you don't even understand what my answer was. My answer was just basically, and people are committing suicide at a high rate nowadays. So basically, my answer was not really good.
Are you kidding? So,
Kai, I only had 2 words to say.
Are you serious? Can you read my answer so that everybody can hear it? Because I thought it was a good, response based on the idiocy of it all.
Yeah. So, Char's response was, are you seriously asking this question? If you are still in the outer relationship, you do not deserve your husband to trust you now or in the future. And be aware, should you leave your husband, the side piece won't trust you either. Why should he?
Yeah, that's true.
So that was Char's answer. This other dude, I guess he thought it was us asking the question, but this other dude kept me cracking up. But anyway, he said, wow, are you really asking this type of question? How can you honestly be that selfish and heartless? You should have never been caught. You should have never been caught. He put caught in quotes.
Been caught.
You owe your husband the caught. He put it in quotes. You owe your husband the decency of at least getting a divorce. How would you feel if the tables were turned? I'm more than 100% sure you wouldn't be pleased one bit. You need help, thinking it's okay to break someone down and make them feel as if they are nothing. Effing hate people like you who think you can cheat and it's all okay. Get the F out of here. That had me cracking up.
Why is being caught the focus?
Yeah, I know. He said being caught, like, what?
How do you spell it? You said
how about you not do it?
Yeah, right.
You said
exactly.
quotation marks, or how do you spell it, Kai? Caught? Is it like the way it sounds? I thought
CAUGHT.
And he put quotation marks? I thought you said something else about the way you said it.
Yeah, he put caught in quotations. So
yeah, but that's the whole
I don't know what he meant by that.
What is he talking about?
Because she didn't get caught. That's the whole point. She's still being sneaky and just trying to make a decision on a sneak
No,
tip
but usually when people put things in
too.
parentheses, it's like
no, she got caught.
Know.
She said, my husband found out.
Oh,
yeah, so
I did miss that part. Oh, shoot. Her husband found. Did I realize with my answer? Can you guys tell if that answer is related to the fact that her husband found out?
What part of caught that you didn't understand?
But it doesn't matter. Your answer still fit what it was supposed to be. Like, it doesn't matter if her husband found out or anything. She's a piece of trash.
Okay. Right. Wow, that's all I can say. Wow.
I don't know why.
Wow, I can't.
So I don't know. There's no. Just you're trash. That's my answer. I honestly don't even want you listening to our show. You annoy me, and that's my answer. That's the dumbest question I've ever heard.
You know what? No, you know what? Instead of trashing this chick, I will honestly say this. Why would you not just have the courage to leave the guy? Do not force him to be with a whore. Just be a whore. If you want to smash this guy, smash this guy. And then when he leaves, because he's absolutely leaving at one point or another, then just get another. Like, just do what you do. But wanting a person to commit to you and you have nothing in your heart that makes you want to commit to them, you're a parasite at that point. So just be what you are. Don't force anybody to be with you if you know that you're an asshole. Just be an asshole.
She want to be with him because it's the security. That's why.
Security. Yeah, but again,
that's
it's
what I was
thinking. But again, if she wants to be a hoe, then there's plenty of ways that she can hustle to get whatever security she wants. She can get a bunch of, some goons that's going to sit there and whenever you want to go out, just give me a call, if you ever need any help. There's plenty of guys out there that will pull up the rear. But this dude, unfortunately for him, the poor bastard that he is, he actually thinks that you're a decent person. So just be the indecent person that you are. Don't lie to him as if you can change, because more than likely you're over the age of 25, so you're not changing. Who you are is who you are. So just be that, and then just jungle a bunch of, half-wits that's going to sit there and take whatever spare time you have left over after this other dude glazes you and you get to wash up and act like you're a nice person. Yeah, then hang out with whoever these poor saps are. But don't make that guy that actually thought you were somebody. What makes him relive the nightmare over and over again? Like, she's really a slut. I can't believe it. Come on. Come on. You know she got kids. Come on now.
She got no kids, man.
This selfish asshole made this guy have a baby with her, and because she had to sell. She had to sell the idea that she's a mother and a wife.
And a wife.
She got kids.
And her husband's probably going to stick around, but of course the side piece is going to leave. Like I said, the husband will probably stick around, and she'll continue her pattern. She's not going to stop. People are
stick around. No offense to the husband, but that's stupid.
No, she caught him. He ain't gonna stick around. What?
Yeah, I think so, because she trapped him with the kids. Like Logic said, she has kids.
No.
I truly believe that.
Whatever. I didn't stick around. So I didn't trap you with kids.
Listen,
but he's weak though. Go ahead, Logic.
He's weak.
No, it doesn't. No, listen, it doesn't automatically mean he's weak. He could have really been clueless to the fact that he married a whore. So if he's a strong guy and he thought, I have a life with my wife, and I have a family, and I'm just doing my thing. If he finds out that she's a whore, he will leave. Because he's not, if he's a strong dude, he's not going to sit there and have in the back of his mind, she probably was just in the car around the corner gaffling some dude balls deep. And now she's up in my face trying to kiss me. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. No, he's not going to do that. So he's going to.
Weak. If he stayed, he's weak. That was my point. We don't know if he stayed or if he left. We don't know if he's strong.
But no, Char.
We're in a public.
We don't.
Audience. Sorry, I was answering BJ. Go ahead,
Kai. Kai. Let's go to the next one.
I was answering BJ. BJ said, "Who is he?"
Let's go to the next one,
We're the public audience.
No.
Whatever. No, the second quiet. Give me a break.
That's the funny thing. One of the questions, this isn't the next question, but one of the questions that did come in was, would you stay in a relationship or in a marriage for the kids? Like if the love was lost, would you stay for the kids?
No. In that case, I'd be still married. No.
I think that's doing a disservice to your children because you're teaching them to, stay in a loveless marriage. And more than likely, if you're living, not more than likely, if you're living with someone you don't care about, you're arguing. Because
yes, we are.
The only reason you don't argue as much is because you love the person, and so you like what they're doing, or you tolerate it because it's such a small drop in a huge ocean. So if they're chewing with their mouth open, for instance, and that irritates you with other people, again, with the person you're in love with, it's such a small drop in a large ocean, so that's fine with you. But if you don't like that person, that chewing with the mouth open will make you want to just smash them in the face, like, oh my God, get the shit out! You know what I'm saying? So,
you
like, no, if
listen, even if it's not anything overt like that, I have a friend, his father, his mother and father were married, obviously, but his mother cheated on his father constantly.
Oh, wow.
And he figured it out when he turned 16. And I remember when he had this conversation with me because it really affected him. That number one, he found out that his mother was a whore, and number two, he found out that his father was like. At first, he kept trying to tell himself like, he just really loved my mom. But then, as the years went on, he could see that his father was just weak. So. Wow. The counterbalance to that, the reaction that it had in him, now he's running around and he's slaying all kind of chicks. He doesn't want to commit and everything. And I talked to him a couple of years ago, and I said, "You think this has something to do with you witnessed in a relationship?" "I don't know, maybe, man. I just know these chicks ain't loyal, and I'm not trying to be the boy out here, being a sucker." And now listen to the terminology here. Being a sucker, thinking that I'm building a relationship and I'm just really just giving her away to cheat on me and I not know it. So he's immediately going to his father. And he much does not want to be this weathered, beaten old man like his father that he went the exact opposite direction and ironically became his mother.
And he thinks he's protecting himself, but actually it was the influence of seeing his father, and that really stuck with him subconsciously, and that's exactly why he's carrying out these acts or living that type of life. And sadly, he may not ever get out of it in his mind. He may never, want to just settle down, be normal, commit, and stop banging everybody. Because his father, as far as he knows, he probably stuck around and the mama never stopped. So children do what you do. Well, they don't always, but you are an influence to your children, whether you believe it or not.
You are definitely an influence to your children.
Yeah.
You're the first thing they see.
If somebody's cheating on you, there's no respect. You just have to leave. It doesn't matter if you're in love with them.
Yep.
And it just leave. It doesn't matter what reason they give you. I was molested and this is just how I leave. Yep. Get out of there.
Yep.
Until that person gets the help they need and starts as much work as they do to tiptoe around and smash other people, they should be tiptoeing around to get therapy. So until they do that, leave. Get out of there.
That'd be right. Yeah.
Yep.
Living in hell, boy, every day.
Okay, so how long do I go back into the dating scene after being married for 25 years?
Oh, wow. When you ready. When you think you're ready. As long as you got yourself together.
It depends on how old you are. It depends on
25 years.
What your life is right now. You might have to just not do it and get your life to be balanced first. It depends on a lot of things that we don't know. So can't really answer that question.
Yeah, I mean, a 25-year relationship, depending on how it ended, could really have an effect on you, and you don't want to bring that negative effect to someone else. So you may have to stay by yourself for a while and get yourself together. But again, like Logic said, we don't know. We don't know the background of how the relationship ended or what you went through. So we would have to know more, basically. And I'm newly married and want to know what I can do to avoid a divorce.
Damn. Really?
I mean, I commend them for
it.
Damn.
No, I believe it's more
being scared and negative, like.
Well, I think it's me. I think they were being proactive personally, but y'all are taking something else out of it. Maybe it's
hold on.
For what purpose?
Wait.
You're
newly married. How's that being proactive? How can I avoid a divorce?
God. Right. Why?
Maybe, if everybody getting a divorce, they're scared of their relationship turn into divorce. So maybe they're asking,
then don't get married.
How do they keep their relationship strong? I don't know. I took it as a positive.
Just wait. No, because it's an unnecessary station. No, that's exactly. You know what? I learned a word in the military. Well, I wasn't in the military, but unnecessary station, something military men say. Unnecessary station. Say it with me, people. That's what it is. Unnecessary station. Making up BS that hasn't even happened yet, opposed to focusing on a happy marriage and life together. That's it. It's unnecessary. It's ridiculous. Now you're creating problems in your head.
I don't think it's unnecessary to hope that you don't get divorced and want to ask what you can do to avoid it. I mean,
in a brand new marriage, he's a newlywed. What the hell are you talking about that for?
Listen, Char. Well, hold on. Wait. That's like somebody buying a Lamborghini, and then before they drive off the lot, they say, "Hey, what can I do to make sure the paint doesn't fade?" What are you talking about? It's a brand new car. What are you even asking me that for? Get out of here, you stupid idiot. I don't know. It's a rational question. It's like, I just got married. What can I... Listen, hold on. If the marriage rate right now is 70% ends in divorce and someone just got married, why would it be weird for them to say, what can I do not to get divorced?
We just agree to not agree. I mean, because
it's like she's scared. It's like she was scared.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's like fear to her.
Like it sounds. Just like it sounds. Agree to not agree.
Goodness gracious.
Even BJ got my back. BJ, thanks, BJ. Good looking out. BJ had my back. He thinks it's kind of ridiculous too. I heard you say. What did you say?
I think she was. It's fear going into the marriage. It's just, I don't know. She got fear with her. A lot of fear. You can't have fear like that going into the marriage. You just can't have that.
You can't have fear going into a marriage knowing that most people get married happy and thinking it's going to work out, and 70% of the time it ends. You can't have any fear that maybe somehow your relationship will take a left turn and you want to know how to avoid it?
Well,
what's wrong with that kind of fear? I'm afraid of I'm afraid of the woods. Has the woods ever done anything to me? No. But it's a chance a bear one day could come out the woods and bite me in my ass. I'm afraid of that. So I'm going to ask questions. Like, what time do the bears come out?
Okay, so what advice would you give them, though?
Well, like we've been saying for years, keep communication open. It doesn't matter how horrible it is. Talk about things before they happen. If you start to realize you're fantasizing about other women or other men, talk to your partner. If you can't even bring up the topic with your partner without them going off the deep end, you're in the wrong relationship. But if you bring it to them and say, listen, we got to do something about this time. We have to do something about blah, 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 because I'm starting to really, it's getting to me, and I'm looking at people a little bit too long, and that never happened before, and I don't want this to go bad. I love you, and I want to work on this. So we need to figure this out. If your partner can't understand that, then it's hopeless. So more than likely,
you're with the wrong person.
Somebody will. Yeah, more than likely somebody will sit down like, okay, all right, well, what are you thinking? Just talk.
That's true. Yeah.
And for the love of fuck, don't have kids. Wait, figure out your relationship, have fun together first before you start bringing these little assholes into the mix, because they are assholes. I will say it. Because all they think about is me. I'm bored.
Lodgy went his own lane that way. Okay, Lodgy.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, your wife's got that nice little silk thing on, and, here come a knock at the door. I can't sleep. I'm going to put you to sleep if you don't get back in that room.
He's going to throw a teddy bear at him.
Logic does not need children. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Good God. Woo. But anyways,
we're over our time.
We're actually off live air, but I want to get this last question out, which is, what are some rules that what are some rules? Oh my God. Anyway, what are some rules in a relationship that don't need to be said? So I guess for some unspoken rules of a relationship. Respect.
Don't take a number from someone else.
Yeah, that's the main one. That's the main one there. Number one.
Be honest as much as possible, and that's when I try to lie.
No. First of all,
as much as possible.
As much as possible. You got to lie sometimes.
I didn't know. I don't know why.
You're the wrong person. Char is the wrong person. Whoever Char's dude is, let's start packing her shit immediately.
She said as much as possible. What the hell?
She's already thought about smashing her ex. Now she's talking about be honest as much as possible. Get rid of her for your own sake. Get rid of her.
Because I am super honest and super open, and I absolutely don't.
Yeah, you're super honest as much as possible.
As much as possible.
That line too. I don't really feel like being honest no more. You're gonna shut that honesty right off. Yeah, I love you, Charlie, whatever your name is.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm done. Have y'all ever called somebody, well, like your girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, by the wrong name?
No.
Anybody in bed? Or
I never did that. No.
People do that in bed.
Oh my God! Did you hear Char's answer?
What she
Char said,
I said in bed. People do that in bed, not consciously. Why would you constantly call your man?
Not consciously.
No, if you're conscious, why would you constantly call your lover, your mate, like by someone else's name? People do that when they're in bed in that moment. It happens all the time.
Who does that?
Who does that?
It happens.
I'm 50-some years old. I've never done it. Nobody does it to me.
Char, are you trying to tell us that you've been smashing dudes and said the wrong name?
No. I've never done that. No, I have never done that. I said people. People definitely do that when they're in the middle of. You guys haven't seen this scenario in movies play out a million times. These movies are
in movies, yes. Okay. You know what else has never happened that happens in the movies? When someone is looking down a hallway and another person comes and they say, "What are you looking at?" and they keep looking at the person instead of look down the hallway where they're looking. That happens in movies all the time, but I've never saw it.
Apparently, this is something that happens like pretty often enough for them to make a big deal, like to make it a subject. But all I'm saying is I've never done it, but it's been heard and done before by many, just absolutely not me.
So you're saying with frequency,
that's all I'm saying.
There's people smashing each other, and some chick says, "Oh, Barry," and then Tom stands up like, "Barry."
Exactly. You just said it. That's what they do. I just saw something like that the other day. Yes, and you know what's so bad about it? It's your subconscious. So it's almost like you wrong for that because really you.
Well, then that means that you're fantasizing about smashing some other dude while you're smashing some other dude.
Exactly.
But they do it in their sleep too when they're totally like unconscious. It's not even their fault at that point. People do it.
I would never get mad at somebody who said another name in their sleep.
Yeah, right. Not in the sleep because they sleep.
They innocently explain to you they were asleep, but you really hold that against that person. They can't help what they're dreaming about.
So Char, you have an orgasm and you call Charles somebody else. Really?
No, I would never. I just said my conscious mind is always going to be there. I said people do this enough to talk about it, and they also do it when they're sleeping too. That's what I'm saying. And that's
but Char, what we're saying is there's a difference between having sex and being in the middle of sleep. If you're sleeping, who knows what kind of dream you're having? I don't think any rational person will get an attitude if you. Yeah, but in sex you're awake. So it means if you're saying some other guy's name or girl's name, then that means you're thinking about that person while we're having sex.
You're right. Because they're conscious. They're conscious at that time. I totally agree, Logic. I'm just telling you that it commonly has happened to plenty of people that I've heard this subject definitely more than a few times, and I totally agree with that, but that does happen. Okay, so it's not unusual. Absolutely. Okay. Not over and over again. I mean, if someone says it once, oh my God, but imagine the next time it's Dave and then it's Mike the next week. No, I'm pretty sure they slip it out once, they either break up or they get over it, get past it, and they're having sex again. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. But in their sleep, how do you deal with that? As long as it doesn't happen again, why are you dreaming about this other person? Who knows? I'm glad it's not me, but it happens.
Listen, any dude or chick that's with somebody that said another name while they were having sex and they tried to work past that, you deserve everything you fucking get.
Wow.
You packing bags the same night. Get out.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad I've never done that, consciously or subconsciously, because it can happen.
She keeps saying it. She keeps saying it over and over and over. Are you trying to convince us or yourself?
I'm just making a
trying to convince herself.
Of the fact that, no, not me. I'm just making a point that I know this clearly it can easily happen to people, because I've heard people talk about that sort of thing before. And like I said, I've seen more than a few movies, so it's a shame, but it happens. It slips out. People's parents do that, for crying out loud. It's just you're still human.
Yeah, but you wait a minute. But you know what parents don't do that? Parents of single children. They don't say it's Tommy, Bobby, come here, because you got one kid. If you're with one person, you shouldn't be juggling names in your head.
Right.
No, I pretty much call my daughter all my brother's names. I don't agree with that on the kid thing.
Okay. Now let's take a case study here, BJ. In the history of mothers who have single children, Kai has to be one of the few that cycles through the child's uncles before she actually gets to the kid's name. Okay, let's mark that down.
Well, no, because my mom cycles through all her sisters before she gets to my name.
Yeah,
wow.
and it seems to be hereditary, because the fact that she needs to be thinking about her siblings before she gets to her kids' names is a little weird to me.
That's wow.
I don't think it's weird. You don't have a kid. You can't talk. You don't know.
So what does that have to do? Listen, I know how to categorize names. If I'm at work and I'm talking to a coworker, I'm not going to cycle through my brother's names before Mike.
But I don't do that. I don't do that to coworkers. I don't do that to friends. It's just my daughter, because I think my brothers are all younger than me, so I grew up calling their names when something needed to be done, and I think it's just a psychological thing.
Did you raise your brothers?
I don't even want to get into that argument with my mother, so I'm going to say no.
Well, then that explains it. If you've already been pseudo-raising children before you had your own, then that makes a little bit more sense. But to sit here and cycle through some names that has nothing to do with parenting, that's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
You poor child.
Well, but as far as me being with someone, no, I never said, "Oh, Barry. Oh, wait, you're Tom. Oh, wait, Jerry.
That's crazy.
Right?
I ain't know nobody. Nobody I know did that. Nobody. I just what?
Well, BJ, let's not forget we're talking about Kai here. You know, even if she did it, she would force this dude to clean the carpet. Yeah, shut up. I said it.
Yeah, but let me ask you something, Char. Are you still talking about sexually or just like in general conversation? You're talking about sexually flipping a name out, right?
I was talking about sexually. I've never done that.
You're not going to be like, oh, Tom, oh, Jack, oh, Mike. You would be like, oh, Tom, oh, Mike, oh. See, that's the whole point. When people are having at that moment where it's so intense and they're right there at that edge, you know, of explosion, think about it. You almost come outside of your body.
I don't think I've ever said a name ever.
What?
I don't think I've ever had to say, oh, whatever your name is. Like, that's weird. I would just enjoy the feeling.
That's a female thing. I don't think
guys even do that.
I think it's a female thing. Sounds a little feminine.
That would kill it.
Right.
I'd be like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. I totally agree. Agree with that.
Wait.
That doesn't go both
Would
ways.
it kill your mood if a dude told you to take me now?
Oh, get out! No, get out! No,
you and your redhead,
I'll mail it to you.
You and your redhead punk, get out. Right.
Just get out. I'll mail your stuff to you. You just get out. If you don't get out in the next 5 seconds, I'm gonna call somebody to kick your ass. Get out.
Yes.
If he told you be gentle, I've been hurt before. Would that impact?
I think it would be mean. I think it would be mean to that. But I couldn't. That's just all types of wrong.
That's funny.
That's just all types of wrong. No.
See, men got a rough road because if some dude has had his feelings trampled.
I'm sorry you've been hurt before, but so I'm not adding to your hurt. You're going to have to leave. That's what I would say. Anyways, so I guess BJ had to go. And Char has to go. We're like way into the after show. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We'll be right back here next week right here on No Conduct Radio. Good Lord. Thank you for all your questions. If you have any more questions, you can go ahead and email us at noconductradio@gmail.com, or you can text us at 484-840-3627. Thank you for joining us. Peace out, everyone.
The after show was fun. We should do it again sometime. Goodbye, guys. Everybody have a good one. Peace out.